Good morning, friends. Welcome to Brooks Brew. I'm your host, Brooke Boylan, and let's get brewing. This episode is sponsored by Boylan Electric. Boylan Electric has been in business since 1990, serving the Maryland, D.C., and Virginia areas. For over 3 decades, they've been providing residential customers with top quality services. As an authorized Generac and Kohler dealer, Boylan Electric installs more generators than any contractor in the DMV. They install and manage many generator sizes ranging from 6 kWs to 150 kWs. Boylan Electric is also certified to do warranty work, repairs, and maintenance on both Generac and Kohler generators. Being a 24/7 electrical service company, Boylan Electric is your one-stop shop for all electrical and generator needs. Call their shop today at 301-990-9686. For more information, look below in the show notes. All right, friends, welcome back to Brooks Brew. Happy Sunday. How are y'all doing today? I have to say, y'all, 2 weeks came up really fast. I know I said I was going to start recording and post every 2 weeks. And I know every time I come on here, I say I haven't sat and recorded a podcast in forever, but it's always true because I just don't have a really good concept of time, okay? Anyone that knows me is that I have horrible time management and horrible concept of time. And I'll admit that. I'll be the first to admit it. So when I looked at my calendar today and realized it had been 2 weeks since I posted the podcast with Anna and Peyton, I was like, oh shoot, post another one today. So this is very last minute, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick true to my guns. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, and I'm going to record a podcast and post it today for y'all because I'm going to stay true to my word. So here we are. It's currently the same day that I'm posting this podcast. How last minute of me. This is not very demure of me to do. Can we talk about that for a second? The fact that that's a trend right now, like very demure, very modest. Like, tell me why when I was setting up my camera, I was looking at myself in the mirror, or not in the mirror, but like I hit record just to get a little test shot to see what I looked like. And I was like, is she looking demure? Is she looking very mindful, very modest? Like, notice how I record my podcast very last minute. Not demure, not very mindful. It's fine. I'm going to stop that though because it's kind of cringy, not going to lie. But anyways, let's get to the real point while we're here. You want to hear about coffee. So, in my recent past, soaking up the last few weeks of summer, wait, pause. Hold on. Before we get into that, I have 10 million tabs open in my brain. I just want to say that the fact that I ended school for summer semester like 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, and tomorrow, and for some of you out there listening, you might be starting school tomorrow as well, but fall semester is already here. Hello? Like, I blinked my eyes and then all of a sudden school is starting again. Like, what the heck? But my point in saying that, what I was going to transition into is saying that in these last 2 weeks, I've had the pleasure and the luxury and been very grateful to be able to travel with my family. Went on a little summer vacation. And then I also was able to go visit my bestie girl, Liz, last weekend. I drove to New York. So what I was going to say is that last Sunday, actually a week ago, yeah, was it a week ago today? Yeah, a week ago today, Liz and I went to church together, church girlies. And on our way to church, we stopped at a coffee shop called Tim Hortons. And I had never heard of it before. Okay. So we did a little drive through just because we were on our way to church. And we were just getting coffees to go to having to church. And Tim Hortons, for those that don't know, which I've also learned now that Liz educated me. Shout out Liz. It's a Canadian coffee chain. So think of like what else is a coffee chain? Like Dutch Bros, Seven Brew, Dunkin', Starbucks, like that. But it's called Tim Hortons and it's only in Canada. But I know you're like, well, Brooke, you just said you were in New York. I know, but Liz lives like 30 minutes from Canada, so she's up there, okay, upstate New York. So they have them everywhere. I guess she said that she hadn't really tried it that often, but maybe like got it once or twice. Anyways, we go through the drive-through, okay, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later. But I'm really excited for fall, and they had a like butter pecan cold brew, and I was like, oh my gosh, need it right now. So Liz and I both ordered one. It was so freaking good. So good. I, as people know, or my friends know, I am a coffee sipper. I'm not a coffee chugger. You have your friends that are the chuggers and you have your friends that are the sippers. I like to sip on my coffee, okay? I'm not a chugger. I like to enjoy it. So Liz will make fun of me because I literally drink the same coffee like all day. And like when I'm with her, she'll drink her coffee in 5 minutes. But I would have to say that we were the opposite. And girl, you can correct me on this, Liz, but I feel like I chugged my coffee and she was sipping it, but also because we were like in church and like didn't be willing to rude me drinking coffee in church, even though I know they wouldn't mind. But I was just like, oh my gosh, I just need this all in my body right now. It was just so good. It had like a little cold foam on top, like some caramel or like pecan, like butter, scotchy type of vibes. It was just really good. Also, to top it off, we both got a donut. I think Liz got a strawberry or raspberry donut, and I got a chocolate one. So good, and it's really what my soul needed because we hadn't had breakfast yet, and going to church I was going to be a little hangry because we were waiting to go to brunch afterwards. Well, it was good to wait for brunch because brunch was 10 out of 10 afterwards. But anyways, Tim Hortons, if y'all are ever upstate New York or in Canada for whatever reason, try him. Tim Hortons, it's with H. Try out Tim Hortons and let me know what you think. But I have to say, my experience, the drive through, the vibe, just everything, I would give it literally a 9.8 out of 10. So that's my review on that. That's my little coffee shop, coffee thing I wanted to share with you guys for today. Just because these past couple weeks of traveling, I've been drinking coffee, but like just more at like the hotel or like just getting typical Starbucks. So I haven't really gone to a new coffee shop per se. Like I went to Dublin Roasters yesterday with one of my friends, Peyton. We were running together yesterday morning. Got a little coffee and a breakfast sammy before I went to the gym. So I've already been there before. So like I was like, I'm not gonna talk about that. So anyways, Tim Hortons. Keep it on your travel itinerary, okay? All right, y'all. I sometimes when I sit down to talk here, I feel like I have so many things I want to say, and like I just, like I said, 10 million tabs open in my brain, but like I gotta hone it into one. So, anyways, for today's episode, I thought we'd bring back a little report. I was looking back at my previous episodes, and I think the last time I did a report was back in April. And I don't know, I think it's fun. I think it's nice to just like see what changes as like I did this a couple months ago, 3 4 months ago, so now I have a completely different report and like new things that I'm reading, eating, obsessing over, whatever. And I was thinking about today, like maybe I'll like record an episode about like back to school, like semester motivation. No, we don't want that. We already know that it's going to be a tough semester. So my advice to you for that is just stay organized, stay on top of your assignments, don't sacrifice your social life, but also don't let it compromise your academic life, because especially if you're a senior in college or just starting college or you're in grad school, whatever it may be, the grades do matter. Okay, I'm here to tell you that. Some people will tell you that the C's did degrees, not always. Okay, and also you need to get the grades. It's especially if you're on like a path where you need to go to like grad school or like med school or lawyer school, whatever, something along that lines. You gotta do well in undergrad. Okay. I hate to break it to you, but you really gotta push through. Honestly, let's even go back to high school. That's where it really starts, is like in high school. Especially for my kids that are going to the junior year of high school. Woo. And I'm thinking about my neighbor right now because she's about to be a junior. But like, this is the year you start taking your ACTs, your SATs, you're doing your AP exams, you're applying to colleges. Like, it's a lot. So, anyways, we don't want to be overwhelmed with that, okay? I'm a little in denial about school starting tomorrow, so I'm just gonna pretend it's not happening, especially because I have class online. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to school because I'm gonna be at home all day. Let me just be Delulu for a little longer, and then maybe in 2 weeks when we do another episode, you'll see that I'm actually gonna give you some advice for the semester. But, anyways, keeping it short and sweet today, with our little report. So let's just get right into it, okay? So reading, guys. I have to say, I finally finished reading Reckless, so I'm done with it. I loved it. I just thought it was like, I don't know, just like a feel good romance book about like the girl being like kind of, having a hard exterior, like cold hearted, and this cowboy comes and like warms her heart, and she falls in love with him, whatever. And I have to say, that was my first time reading kind of like a romance novel. The schmut, oh my. Oh my, that one was schmutty, y'all. And I'm not used to that because I think I talked about previously before, like when I was getting into reading, I used to be the type of person that thought I had to read like self-help books or like academic books or whatever, something like how to expand my knowledge, which don't get me wrong, like those are great. Like I don't diss it. But I think I was like putting too much emphasis on that to make it more educational, and like, man, you know what? I can like leisurely read, like just to like instead of going on scrolling on your phone, like for stimulation or whatever, like for gratification, like read a book instead. Like read a book about a fantasy world or like a romance novel, like a little feel good book. So that was my first book into getting to that, but I just have to say, whoa, I was mind blown about the schmut. So Definitely don't think that younger children should do that. I really think that if you're older, like 18 plus, that's the type of book you should be reading. But no, finally finished it. I actually handed it off to my friend Allie. Shout out Allie girl. So she's gonna read it next. I'll have to see what she thinks about it. Maybe, you know what? Maybe, thinking out loud, y'all. Maybe I'll have a little book review thing, and her and I can sit and talk about it. Okay, Allie, if you're listening, book review coming soon. Anyway, so on to what I'm actually reading right now. Okay, so I finished that. Now I'm starting to read Every Summer After. I cannot remember. You know what? Let's just look it up right now. Hold on, please hold. Do 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 do. Did y'all ever listen to that in school? All right, so the author, her name is Carly Fortune, and she's written a couple books, I guess. But she has this book Every Summer After. Again, shout out bestie girl Liz. She got me this for my birthday back in April. So I just been sitting and waiting for me to read it because it's just taking me so long to get through Reckless, and because just with school being so demanding, like I just don't really ever feel like I have the time to read. And then sometimes I try to read at night, but then I'm tired and I fall asleep and I don't get that far along in the book. So whatever. I now only have also read a chapter of Every Summer After, but the first chapter was pretty good so far. Of course, like the first couple of chapters are like developing the characters and getting the storyline. So that's what I'm reading right now. I'm excited for it to see where it goes. Like, yes, I'm ready for fall, but I'm also like maybe my mind mentally trying to hang on to summer a little bit longer, and it kind of still feels like summer, especially for today. Like, if for those of you in Maryland, I don't know what's happening with the weather, but yesterday was so nice and like cold and like chilly, and like today it's hot. Like I'm sweating in this room right now. Like it's hot in here. Also because the AC is not on out here. So I'm a little sweaty, but I don't know. Reading a summer book in my mind may try to make me extend it a little bit longer in my mind, but we'll see. All right, on to what I'm eating. I put turkey sandwich. And you guys are gonna be like, Brooke, what the heck? But listen, I don't think I've ever talked about this before, okay? I have been eating the same sandwich for lunch like for months now. Okay. And it might be a hyperfixation thing. You might think I have some weird, I don't know, whatever. But I literally cannot stop eating it. Like when I go to make my lunch for school, this is what I'm be making every single day. And my classmates can attest to this because they see me eat the same thing every single day for lunch. Unless there's sometimes I forget to make it. But let me break it down for you, okay? Sourdough. Oh, sorry, I forgot the name of the cheese. Gouda cheese, fig spread, arugula, and three slices of turkey. Chef's kiss. Hits every single time. Obviously, because I eat it every day. But that's what I've been eating. Okay. I eat it all the time, even at home when I'm not at school. I'll still be eating it. Like, just, oh, whip out the turkey Sammy. I don't know. It's just so easy to make. It tastes good every single time. I don't get sick of it. It's just like sweet and savory and everything you need to rejuvenate and fulfill your soul. So, if you want to try it, let me know. Okay, on to playing. Playing like as in music. I've been listening to Zach Top. Y'all, Zach Top is bringing country music back, okay? Zach Top is changing the world. Like he's bringing back like that 90s, like even before that, like country vibe, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And he's cute as a button. I literally love him. The one song specifically I cannot get out of my mind is Never Lie. He's like, I sleep like a baby. I never show up late to work. That's my singing for y'all. But he just, oh, I love him. I literally love him. I was listening to him in the car the other day with my friend Gabby. We were on our way to orientation for school for the incoming students. And I was like, have you heard Zach Top? And she's like, no. And she's like one of my friends that like we both really love country music. So I was like, girlie, let's put it on. So we put it on. She's like, oh my gosh, I literally love this. And I was like, right? Like he's so good. So he's definitely like a more up and coming artist. I think he only has one album out so far. It's called Cold Beers and Country Music. Love. Um, but I've been seeing like a bunch of like other famous like singers bring him out, like Riley Green, and I think maybe that's one I remember seeing. Anyways, but I just see the girl is obsessing over him. I was like, what's the hype about? So I hopped on the Zach Top trend, and now I'm never turning back. So that's my recommendation for that. Okay. All right, I'm obsessing over fall. I am so excited for fall, okay? I know there's some haters out there that are like, whoa, it's too soon. Like, fall's not till September. No, I want it now and I want it today. Like, get rid of this hot weather. I want it to be 60 to 55 degrees outside when I come outside, stay the same temperature all day. I want to wear the leggings. I want to wear camo sweatshirts. I want to wear crew necks. I want to feel cold but not freezing. I want to go to a pumpkin patch and drink hot apple cider, and I want to have a bonfire outside and make s'mores and listen to Zach Top all night. Okay? I want the fall decor. I want like this orange everywhere in my soul, in my wardrobe, in everything. I want the leaves to change the colors. I want the crisp morning air. I want a hot cup of coffee in the morning and sit outside and not feel like it's 100 degrees. You cannot tell me you don't want that, okay? I know we're tired of the summer, y'all. It's been hot. It's been so hot. And I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. And I want all the pumpkin things too. I want the pumpkin spice lattes. I want the pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks. I want pumpkin loaves. I want pumpkin bread. I want a nice hot soup. Like, please tell me I'm not crazy, okay? Like, does everyone feel the same way? I think we all feel the same, okay? I'm not delusional. Like, really, who's been wanting fall the most is Liz. Liz, my bestie girl, has been wanting fall since like July or since June. Like, she's been ready for it, and then I'm like now finally ready for it, and like still it's early to be wanting fall right now. No. So, anyways, I'm obsessing over the fall. I have a very sad story to tell you guys. Okay, yesterday I went to Trader Joe's with my mom because I had seen, like, on Instagram, people posting about the new fall or the fall stuff coming at Trader Joe's, like the pumpkin butter stuff and like pumpkin bagels and everything. Okay, I love Trader Joe's at the fall time because they have the best things ever. So I go because also Bessie Girl Liz needed some Bear Bell protein bars. Got you, girl. And I was like, all right, well, let's just go. So we go. I'm like fully ready. I had my whole list of all the pumpkin things I was gonna get, and I was ready to go in there and get them. Step foot in there, nothing, zero, no pumpkin anything, and I was like, "Where is it?" I was like, "What? You gotta be kidding me!" I was devastated, devastated. My heart shattered. I was like, "What?" No, really? It was really disappointing, y'all. I have to say, it kind of ruined my Saturday. It was really disappointing. However, I still did get some things that were kind of my little faves that I like. Like, if y'all haven't tried their buffalo chicken dip, what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? It's so freaking good. Also, what else did I get that's like a fan fave? Oh, dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Give me the whole jar. Like, they're so good. And dark chocolate's better for you, so then it doesn't really count like as a sweet treat because it's kind of healthy. Anyways, moral of the story is I've been obsessing over fall, and I actually think I'm gonna go decorate my room with fall decor today. So love that. All right, recommending. This one's like kind of interesting, and I'll explain it though. Okay, I wrote recommending healing your inner child. And you guys might be like, Brooke, what? Okay, by all means, disclaimer. I had a wonderful upbringing. I was like nothing bad ever happened, okay? So when I say healing your inner child, I don't mean like, oh my gosh, like I have a traumatic childhood. No, I didn't, okay? Shout out mom and dad. Literally gave me the best life I could have ever imagined. Like, God bless you. But when I say healing your inner child, I don't know if you guys know Anna Sitar, okay? She started her own podcast called Anna's Guide. And she just had released one about like Anna's Guide to Nostalgia. And hers of more like things, not like a happy feeling of nostalgia, but more of a sad feeling of nostalgia. But just saying like, or yeah, like there's more things that like growing up that maybe you missed out on, or like things you didn't get to do as a kid, or things you wish you would have done more. So what I'm saying is like in healing your inner child, like I think as we get older into adulthood, we start to like kind of fall away, or like trickle away from our inner child, like we think we have to be more mature and like more business like, or adults basically, and like that's not a bad thing, and like it's necessary because of the growth of like us maturing in life and like getting jobs and starting families and making money. Like, oh, I get it. But sometimes it's like, I want to go to a trampoline park, or I want to paint pumpkins, or I want to build Legos or play Mario Kart or something, like just fun little stuff like that. And I think also acting like those are still things that are fun outings that we can do with friends rather than going out to a bar or like I don't know, gambling. Like, not that those things aren't fun, like to some extent. Like, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of getting over the party scene. I would rather go out at 9 o'clock and then be home by midnight and go to bed and still get a full 8 hours of sleep. Does that make me a grandma? Maybe, but that's called maturity. Hate to break it to you, but we're all just growing up, okay? But also, like, I think, again, when we hang out with friends, we center it so much around alcohol, I think, in like drinking and that kind of aspect, or like going out and doing something and spending money. But it's like, you can literally just invite your friends over and have a little game night and play Mario Kart and like stay up late and watch movies. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Like, you could have your friends over and have like a whole little movie night or like play Mario Kart together and like stay up late and like just like have a little sleepover and chit chat, and like that's still fun too. But it's like childlike because it's like, having your friends over for a sleepover and like staying up late, like later than you're supposed to, and like eating junk food and stuff like that. So healing your inner child, I'm like, I want to focus on like especially in the fall, maybe doing things that are more like in some people's eyes more childlike. Um and not in a bad way to be like, oh, like they're not growing up, like they're so mature. Like, no, like going to the pumpkin patch and like doing hay rides and watching scary movies and staying up late and stuff like that. So anyways, just like doing more things that fulfill my inner child, just to make me feel good. So that's what I'm recommending for this, especially this upcoming fall season. Okay, last thing we have is treating. I know I've said this before, and I go through the ebbs and flows just as everybody else does, but the thing I'm treating is my phone usage. I have been on my phone way too much. I don't know about y'all, but I think it also has to do with like a boredom aspect of it and like not having anything to do. And like, don't get me wrong, I've been booked and busy these last 2 weeks, okay? But I've been finding myself on my phone a lot more and going into the rabbit hole of social media, as we all do sometimes. So I really am trying to hone back on that. And I actually talked about this with Liz yesterday. I've been feeling a little conviction, I've been feeling a little convicted from the Lord, being like, why am I on my phone so much? And I actually, tell me why I had like just a sudden urge yesterday to like just completely delete all my social media and like kind of just want to just go off the grid. Don't want to have social media anymore. Kind of am over it, if I'm being honest with you. I think sometimes we just like fall too much in comparison. We get jealous over what other people are doing. We feel like we're missing out on stuff, which is all lies. None of it is true, because the only thing that matters is what I'm doing in my life and what I'm doing with my loved ones and how I'm fulfilling myself and my use of time. So just, we all fall into the comparison trap. um, so I've just been feeling I want to delete it, but I don't know if I am ready to go to the full step to delete it. Obviously, I have my Brooks Brew page for my social media. I also run some other accounts for school and for my dad. So it's kind of like inevitable, like to not have it because I use them for other purposes than personal use, like for business reasons and for school-based reasons. So it's just hard. Like I'm just trying to like pray about it and like just see like what the Lord wants me to do with it, whether it's just like logging out for a while to like keep myself focused on school and like more focused on him or whatever it may be. And I don't mean to turn this into like a sermon or like a preacher type moment, but like, you know what I mean. I am feeling like it's drawing me away from God maybe a little bit more, or like it's making me just feel convicted. That's all. As simply point blank period. That's all I can put it as. So I'm just gonna pray on it, okay, and we'll see what happens. But to help with my phone usage, I'm definitely going to try to not use it as much. I might log in my personal social media for a little bit. Just take a break, and especially with school starting and this semester is going to be really hard. So I need to be fully focused and locked in. Okay. Anyways, y'all, that's my little report for you. Sorry if she was a little chaotic, but she's just short and sweet. But that's all I really got for y'all. Okay. But let's end today's episode with a good old high and low. Okay. Low from this past week. Honestly, my low from this past week probably was just being on my phone way too much. And especially yesterday, I went down a very deep, dark rabbit hole that I should not have gone down. And it just kind of made me feel bad. And I was not in good mental space yesterday. It was like, just like, why did I do that? Because I made myself feel bad. So to fix that for next week, not to look at those things and to have the self control to know when to stop. and to know when I'm like, okay, that's enough. Like I shouldn't be looking at this. Why am I looking at this? It's not benefiting me in any way. So having self-control and the boundaries to know where to go and where not to go. So that's for that. My high from this past week probably was my friend Gabby and I went to go see Pitbull on Wednesday, and that was just so much fun. We had such a good time. The traffic getting into there was, yikes, a little hectic. For perspective, okay? We went to go turn down the street to go literally 2 miles away from the venue. It said it was going to take us 50 minutes. 50 minutes to go 2 miles. Huh? So we ended up getting like a reroute and it took us a different way. And we got there more in like 20 minutes, which is a lot more reasonable considering the traffic. So, but yeah, that was just crazy. But the concert itself, like Pitbull just reminds me of like your crazy uncle at a party who thinks he's still kind of cool and hip and like, I don't know, it was just a vibe. Like, I did not know, and if y'all didn't know this either, but Pitbull is only 43. I thought he was so much older. Like, I thought he was like in his 50s, not gonna lie. But good for him, because he's still out here getting it, and he's amazing. So I just felt like I was at like a little club on a Wednesday night, like club turn up. But yeah, it was a good time. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you do enjoy today's episode and this little report. Sorry she was a little all over the place, but what's new? I'm always all over the place. So, anyways. Hope you all have a great Monday, a great week back to school or back to work for those of my working girlies and gals. Goals, goals like ghosts? No, I was gonna say guys and gals, okay? Anyways, so as always, let me know if you guys have any coffee shop reviews or coffee recs that you want me to try. And yeah, just have a blessed week. And I love y'all, and I will talk to you later, friends. Bye.